Oh, but wait, Tom, I'm here. I'm here. Hi, Tom. Good night, Tom. I guess it's probably early morning for you now over there. Thanks for staying up late to say hi. Excuse me. I saw I have messages from you too. I will check those. Hope you're doing well, brother. Who is it that made the gazelle scream earlier? Oh, it was you. It was you, Tom. 34 months. 34 months. Appreciate you, homie. Who else is here? Ben is here. What's up, Ben? How you doing, homie? It's the Ben and Tom show. What's up, Saf? How you doing, homie? Iggy is rocking the RC Cola right now. We'll catch up soon, Iggy. Will. Alright, so I don't know what this noise is that I made for y'all this morning. It's a variation on the thing that I made on Monday, so. I ran over on a call this morning, so I didn't have my normal 10 minutes of weird modular warm-up time. I was talking with Rick, though. The one and only Zaris sends his love to all of you. He's got something new coming out. Really good stuff. I did the write-up on it a couple of weeks ago. It should be coming out soon. It's called Arrakis. I think it would actually probably be a pretty good pairing for the sounds being developed here, actually. We're making a slight augmentation, a slight deviation from the original flight plan for this library, and we're going to adjust the size of it, which impacts the content as well, because everything has a trickle-down effect in this world, right? This is going to be about 500 files instead of 700 files. So we're going to take out some of the composition content and leave the majority of the sound design stuff intact, with the intention of this being a pack that can be turned to again and again and again and again. Looks like you guys were only listening to one track of those 3 tracks that whole time, too. Rick, like Pickle Rick? Zaris. The one and only. Artist still known as Zaris. What's everybody working on out there this week? I'm going to turn off this noise background, and I'm going to give a quick listen to a couple of things that we made on today. Yeah, because today's Wednesday. For those keeping track at home. And then we're going to get into making some more stuff. As I was just saying, making a few kind of on-the-fly adjustments to content and direction of the pack right now. So, kind of wrapping my brain around what that means for the content yet to be made for it. So, going to get my head back into this space here, listen to a couple of atmospheres, a couple of pulses, whatever, and then we'll make some more stuff. Hey, Liv! Ah, Saf is taking a small break from the album, which is good. Always good to keep fresh ears and a healthy mind on it, right? Tunes, making on, working on some extra tunes to get shit off your mind. That's good. Get it out, man. Reading a lot of books. Nice, 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 nice. Liv, how are you? What are you working on? Okay, so let's just kind of spot check a few of these sounds, see what I'm thinking. One of the things, um, getting back to what I was just saying, about how there's this trickle down effect, right? So, um, analytics play a role in everything. We try to respond to them as best we can as creatives, right? So when we see a certain type of content selling, sometimes we might be enticed to maybe try to make that type of content or something, which can be a slippery slope. And then there's the other way of looking at analytics, which is, I think, a little bit more intelligent, and that is um, price value perception and taking the emotional attachment out of the conversation in regards to which content we are speaking of, and just simply looking at things from that through that lens of price value perception. And through this, you can get a pretty uh, clear indication of how healthy your marketplace audience is, right? Like how much money are they spending and what are they spending it on? And that kind of gives you insights into what kind of content they like, sure. But more times than not, like if you look below that, like subtext here is what can people afford, right? And what's the best value they can get for the money that they have to spend, right? And then what kind of content falls into that lens, right? So we're kind of flipping the whole paradigm, the whole order of operations in which we perceive things, right, as successful or enticing or whatever. And that's a hard thing to do, like as a creative sometimes, right? So the way that that can actually impact the creativity of it all in a situation like this is if you're going from something like 700 files to 500 files, because that's what people are probably going to be more comfortable with in the coming year, right? What kind of content gets moved, right? So I just want to share this so you guys see a little bit more of the inner thinkings, right? Um, so I've decided to take out some of the compositional content that I was putting in there. And the reason is really simple, actually, because it untethers me from a specific key, right? Which would then increase the overall price value perception for the majority of folks coming through the door, too, because now we're talking about things that are speaking to a very specific aesthetic and situation. Moods shift from one situation to the next. Character and aesthetic really shouldn't, in regards to the setting or the ethos of a planet, for instance, right? With this type of project, um, so this then becomes much more of the underscore, much more focus on sound design, which is actually quite liberating, right? Because now I don't have to actually make anything functionally work with everything else uh, at all times. Um, it's pretty nice. So we're going to get into hopefully some pretty weird stuff. Um, I tend to make more more experimental choices, shall we say, uh, when I know I have free reign. So. Nano's sitting over there working on a way to defeat the Chiefs this Sunday, which I don't know if you can beat Taylor and Patrick and the other guys. Ooh, Liv says about to sign off on 12 of 14. Is that tracks on an album? Ben, just pick one. I don't know if you actually have to shoot him and burn his tongue. Just one. Actually, burning someone's tongue on game day, that'd be horribly distracting, I would think. Maybe it'd be enough. Live. I don't know why sample designers care about functional. I'm gonna chop the heck out of it regardless. Right? I think there's some truth there. Okay, so let's listen to some of these things. This is just a little shifting atmosphere kind of thing. Nothing's gonna need to be tuned. It's this one all about. Oh, that's why I have all this stuff on over here. Man, I was like, did I really bounce stuff that sounded that bad? There we go, that's better. Okay, cool. These are the ones we made on Monday, so this is probably a harmonica maybe, and it's all messed with granular. Top one's definitely an atmosphere. These last two might be ambience. Also did a couple of pulses. Did one kind of comey kind of thing. Not sure if we're going to keep that one in the set though. Some of these little weird minimal pulses. Kind of want this thing to be slightly digital and slightly unsettling. I've been playing around with this idea of like heartbeat patterns that aren't quite heartbeats that will fit with a nice sci-fi. You have to boil Mahomes slowly. Aha! Thank you, Liv. One might even be able to make an argument that sample creators have a responsibility to put form over function as a means of discouraging piecemeal, emotionless sample use. Yeah, it's true. I'm hoping that 2024 is the year that I have enough free time in each week to make my fortune cookie idea a reality. Which is where I just string together a random, highly eclectic string of audio bits that I've made that week and put them into one contiguous audio file and give them to you and see what the heck you do with that. I mean, seriously, like some weird brash glitch thing followed by a little ambient lo-fi beat followed by a little guitar lick followed by a little 808 sample followed by some weird mind melting hybrid alien some weird thing followed by a little techno oons. You know what I mean? What would you guys do with that? I like this pulse right now. I haven't fully processed this, but this is the direct output from the synth. Doesn't this just have the feeling of like slowly moving through this space, kind of absorbing? So yeah, I played a little bit with the heartbeat type thing. and a little bit more here. Liv is saying it's like sample creators remaining artistic in their endeavor rather than strictly monetary. It's basically just don't sell out just because you're not the producer whose name got slapped on your samples, you know? Right? Like, wouldn't it be cool if there were folks that made like really awesome, hey, serious mastering, welcome in. How was your stream? Happy hump day to you all. By the way, to all of you, I'm not sure if I even said that yet this morning. We are just getting started here this morning and talking nonsense. Talking about folks that make sounds for other folks to use in projects. And Liv had just made a great point about sample creators remaining artistic in their endeavors, not trying to make something so specific that it earns them a certain amount of something. You know what I mean? And I do agree. I do agree, Liv. There are certain tipping points. All right, so I'm thinking like maybe a dozen kind of heartbeat type pulses in this pack, and then the others can be pretty monophonic in their appeal. Made a couple of atmospheres. These are all from the patches that we made on Monday's stream. I think once we start to layer in a little bit of real world field recordings that have been mutated, I think that's when these really start to hold some value. I think every single atmosphere and ambience will have at least one layer that is fully granular. All of these are all straight out granular. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Okay, I still think these all sound pretty good. I think that we can probably just jump into some new sounds here. And I think I'd like to continue to work in kind of semi-modular mindset for this pack. So the things that I've decided to take out are, like I said, the more compositional kind of focus things. So I'm not going to worry so much on musical instruments, but I do want to make a few top shelf generators, right, for atmospheres and ambience and whatnot, but also a few special effects patches. So I want to know what kind of sounds you guys, sound effect wise, typically struggle to make. That one's definitely not going to be cut. When you're playing with a harmonica, sometimes it still sounds like a harmonica. All right, what's this one sound like? And then the harmonica really doesn't sound like a harmonica sometimes, you know? Ah, thank you, Liv. All right, yeah. Freaky, unsettling thing. Yeah, Saf, I was thinking about that too. And the drums were like kind of the first thing. I was like, anything that's synced to a BPM. Um, yeah, so I've bounced a lot of stuff in D already for this thing, but I'm kind of contemplating just pitching a lot of that. Feel this. That thing's mastered. That's gonna feel nice, huh? So for those of you new to the stream, coming in on the raid, this is I'm working on a new series called Universe of Sound. In each installment of the series, it's a cinematic sound design um, library. Each installment features a different planet or space station or satellite or outpost of some kind, a moon, what have you. Each one is highly thematic, so each place has a very specific kind of environment, pros and cons about that environment. Of course, flora and fauna varies greatly. Some may not be inhabitable at all, and some may have life that's we can't really even imagine it here. And all of that, of course, has to be translated in sound somehow. So these, over time, give sound designers, like in the traditional sense, folks that put sound to moving picture, that gives them a huge leg up in that they now have highly curated, um, uh, very large packs of sounds that they can incorporate into their own library that all fit one specific aesthetic, right? So this one is a planet that is currently, I'm seeing it as, I do have some pictures, some working pictures. I really need to do another round of these. Um, but these are just like some concepts here. So the planet is mostly arid with a little bit of lush pockets here and there due to some subterranean geyser activity. There has obviously been some form of liquid. There's a lot of carved out land, but it's aged. Very much a desert. There's these geysers. They're huge. They're like nuclear bombs going off each day. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with them. And then the rest of the place is pretty darn arid. So an interesting balance of terrain. And that's what I'm currently designing for. Saf says, I like the soundscapes, atmosphere, and drones the most. Nice, nice. Okay, so we're gonna make a couple of more kind of atmospheric bits, and we're gonna probably use phase plant for that, I think. And then I'd like to make some sound effect stuff too. Um, so Saf is open for soundscapey, like multi-track type, and atmospheric and drone type patches. Probably be making a lot of those in Serum. I think a lot more people are using Serum out there than Facepalm still. So this one. think I'll skip past that one. All right, let's make some weird stuff, shall we? Drew. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. I read Alien World, so here I am. Greetings, fellow human. Of course, I've used Paul Stretch. Of course. And X Stretch as well. Yes. Absolutely. Welcome in, by the way. You came in with the raid. How's the week treating you? Are you one that makes noise? And Series Mastering, what were you guys up to on your stream? Where are you from? What do you do? What are you working on this week? Tell us a little bit about yourself. All right, so I'm just going to ease out of this release-wise. This little decay time here. Just ramp up slowly. Maybe not 2 seconds slowly. Maybe a second. All right, and let's put some samples in there. We did put in a couple in here. I think we used the Rain. I'm going to put in a tent rustle. These are just sounds from, it's an old ASMR pack that I made several years ago for Samplephonics or Noise, one of the two. Bruce and audio waves for the lulz. Well, welcome in, homie. Very serious about mastering. Well, then, I think you'll probably enjoy a lot of the banter had here. A lot of legends in the community. So for reference, these sounds that I'm pulling from I made a whole bunch of these. These are very left of center type source sounds. This is cellophane being crumpled in my hand, and then it's been turned into chimes, clicky clacky things. Just some really weird stuff in here. This is an antler. Cut a cross section of the antler, and then took a little Allen wrench, went around the inside of the antler. There's just a bunch of weird stuff in here. Very higher frequency stuff, ASMR stuff, right? So very much for the top of the mix. So anyway, I've tossed one of them in here. And now we're going to make some kind of atmosphere out of this. And then we're going to move into probably an ambience. And then I will probably be fully stretched out. We're going to make some cool stuff. All right, let's put some random modulators down here. And I'm just going to stagger the rate at which these are operating. I'm just going to smooth all of them quite a bit. And I'm going to use these to quite randomly shift through sound or parts of this sound different ways. So first I'll put this on position, scan through this file, and we'll put this next one in control of timing. Play with timing a whole bunch. And this next one, which is operating quite a bit quicker, we're going to put this a little bit on pitch. Give us kind of a detuned effect. And we can put a little bit on pan, and take this other one that's operating fairly slowly. This one over. This one. Put this on reverse here. Some stuff. And I'll take this one over here, and I'm going to put this on the grain envelope attack. We might as well play with some grain density. Well, and we're just going to try to stay fairly random for just a moment. True. Gavik says, have you considered just being weird in your mic and sourcing that? Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Drew's saying, hey, I'm pretty sure you know Nate the Sound Ninja. Is that right? Yeah. Nate was a student of mine many moons ago now at Pure Mind back in the Bay. Yeah. Yeah, Nate's a good guy. All right, so we're gonna kind of make a little gang of these little flutters here. I'm gonna put on a dual delay. We're gonna air upward in tone. I know this is kind of quiet, so bear with me for just a moment longer. Make it more interesting here for you guys in just a sec. I'm going to put just a slight little whistle into this thing, but I'm going to do it after one more space effect. Let's get just a simple reverb going in here. Not too big. Dampen it a fair bit, but we want a decent sized tail on it. 4+ seconds or so. Make it fairly wide, not too early. Okay, now we're going to get up a bit more. And we're going to back tiny little hint. That's just this tiny, tiny thing. At the end of this whole thing, we're going to just wash this out. And before we go in there, I might pitch shift this as well. Maybe down like 3 steps, which is a really weird and odd decision to make, right? Let's turn this off for a second. Talk through why. third is a really uncomfortable kind of part of the position, or I mean, uncomfortable harmonic, right? So it kind of puts the audience in this position where they're kind of unsure what our intention is here, right? And there's only a little bit of tone in there. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so now we're going to wash that out in some reverb. Okay, I'm going to make sure that our smooth is up enough. Okay. Let's get some saturation running on this so you all can hear better than you can. Yeah, Gavik, absolutely. I love little nested effects like this. All right, so let's go into make all of this audible. Some kind of watery down there, huh? Gavik, I really like this idea of yours. Sounds like the geysers underground caverns between the eruptions. Yeah, it does, right? So with that, post resonator, post pitch shifter. interesting to run this through like a vocoder kind of effect is what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna save this and come back to this. This is going to be geyser tubes. We're gonna come back to this because I'd like to build a more complete channel strip for this when I'm actually kind of building the underground stuff. A little pin in this. Let's get back in here. We're going to do kind of a similar thing really quick. Let's grab obviously have to go some mouth noise or some whispering. Some whispering. Like the very short whisper, it's reversed. Oh, kind of keep it within this range here. Okay, let's just spawn a few random generators down here. Super slow. Snail. Again, we're going to smooth these quite a fair bit. I'm going to leave chaos up there. And we're going to start assigning these here. And some timing. Pitch. So very, very similar to like what we were doing in the last one. We'll put this real slow roll. Excuse me. Little pan position. Grain variation. We'll pit that against different So right now I'm just kind of setting up some modulation choices. Okay, and the reason why I'm following kind of a similar pattern is because I want these things to have a kind of a similar appeal to them. I'm going to put a reverb right after that. We're not going to get too big. We're going to dampen it a fair bit, but we're going to get decay out. To keep those early reflections down so it doesn't sound there's a wall right up next to it. Okay, now we're going to start to saturate this guy. That's slightly frightening and unsettling, isn't it? What if we move away from the quartz and instead we go with like a ghost or jitter away from the sample rate stuff? Oh, this feels better. Yeah. I think maybe a little filter modulation in here. Drew's asking, OhmLab, is this practice personal stock building for particular use in a film or something? Okay, so this is going to be part of a ongoing series. It's for a product. Pretty much everything you see me do here is for a pretty specific purpose. So this is going to be part of an ongoing sound design series, cinematic series called the Universe of Sound. In each volume, in each installment in the series, is going to represent a unique planet or moon or outpost, space station, satellite, something extraterrestrial off of our rock, right? Um, and then within each one of these packs, representing each one of these specific locations, right? So the environment, flora, fauna, everything becomes unique to that very specific situation, and sets of rules that dictate life and whatnot. So it's a very unique way to approach from a sound designer's perspective. And I speak of sound designers from the traditional sense in that people have a job where they are putting sounds to screen, right, for movies and film and video game, right? That doesn't always mean like sitting there with a synth and making something kind of musical or whatever, right? Oftentimes, what they do is the majority of the sounds come in as purchased sounds, right? And they might manipulate them slightly to make them fit, but a lot of their work is sourcing sounds that work well together for a specific kind of scenario to bring a moment to life, right? So anyway, so this is a series for those folks, um, and it will contain each installment, you know, a good 500 sounds or so. Um, Predominantly underscore focus, so very heavy sound design, very little focus compositionally in this series. Yeah, sci-fi is great. Yeah, very, very much. I totally agree. Fantasy as well. I think that sci-fi just leaves all the right doors wide open. You know, especially as someone who loves to uh, synthesize believable, real sounds from scratch. So you know, sounds for things that don't exist yet. Not here. All right, so back to this. I feel like we're fairly close on this one too. I want to save this in the channel strip where it's at. I want to bounce and come back. Um, so this will fall into the ambience, um, and we'll just put this into a disturbing. Call it 01 because I'm sure there will be more. Save, and then I also just want to save the channel strip on this guy specifically, so I don't lose track of processing it. Okay, 80% sci-fi, 20% fantasy. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all imagination. That's part of what makes it so flippin' great. Um, okay, so I was saying earlier that I want to build out some hybrid ambience environments. I think that might be what I want to do next. So I think over to kontakt we go, and we will leave these tracks here behind us. It's breadcrumbs. Yo, what's up, Rich? How you doing, homie? Hey, Josh is here. 40% squirrel. Uh, 40% squirrel. 100% reason to remember the name. That's awesome. All right. So for this, um, it's interesting. I've been saying, so we're taking a lot of the compositional type stuff out, right? But what I've decided to keep in there are a fair number of musical instruments being used in more emotive ways or textural ways, say. Okay, so for this one, let's do the following. I know, isn't it always fun seeing what people have up in their content? All right, so I'm gonna put some field recording stuff in here. So to the Finder, and let's go external drive for this. Let's go field recordings. Let's do these guys. Cannot have water. Not. Oh man, I still have to unpack all of it. Boy. R. Oh, maybe it's disk. One will work. This is just some random, noisy, windy stuff. Hedgerow area from mode. The one. Oh, you know what, Kai? I don't. We were just talking about it the other day. I need to reset up some channel point stuff. I really do. It'll be my next little project. Okay, so I'm just gonna set up a little loop region here. I'm gonna set up a little crossfade here. We're going little we're going to go back and forth until release. We got crossfade set. That's good enough for me. And we'll leave that. We're gonna mix this. Back and treat that a little bit later. We're gonna mix this with I'm gonna say maybe some interesting like rainforest birds, maybe? Right? They get some pretty interesting things going there. And what we can do is we can mess with the pitch on those. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And use them as more of like a textural thing than anything else. Thinking we can go into give me just a sec here. Got a specific one I'm after. Oh, there it is. There it is. Got it. Okay. Oh, how you doing, homie? That's, I mean, that's bordering on Walla in regards to like specificity. That might be good. Monkeys are too specific. There's talking in there. High pitch or howling monkey. A little high frequency energy in this one too. Might be a bit much, but this feels pretty good. If we pitch this down, it might be a good place to start. Go here. Let's get off of that chirp right off the bat, and let's start over here. Somewhere in here, and we'll set up a loop here too. Sits in the middle of all of this. Kind of a resonance and get that sorted. All right. First things first, we're going to get the shape here. This is the really sexy part of the job. I'll tell you about learning to become a rock star. You know, in rock star school. All right, we're going to back off and also something like it's unbearably quiet for you guys. I'm totally aware. I'm gonna make this better for you. There we go. All right. So it's sand, right? There's so much sand, right? Sand, dust, debris. So much in here. Paul, did you just get back from the doctor's? Innards are coated with barium. Oh. All right, so this sounds pretty good, but I also want like a shaker in here or something like it, right? It's Wednesday CT scans today. I hope you're doing okay over there, Paul. You can actually stay in the same exact. Not sure that we. I have some really good shakers. Where are they? Shaker, shaker. It's a short one, but I think we can make this. We're gonna get in. Start. Here, so we have a little bit of release time on it. Set up a loop right smack dab in the middle. See if we can't get a little forward reverse kind of thing happening. Crossfade. Say until release. Some delays and stuff on bad boy. There you go. Still a little hard on the end. I can massage that a bit more in just a sec. Let's go. All right, so that sounds all right. Let's get back out of this solo here. Let's volume mix this guy a bit. All right, let's find that delay that we've got here. Replicate, go. Let's up our feedback just. Got to get these grains overlapping with one another, or else it's not going to come across as like shifting sands. Oh, Paul. Kidney stone. I hope it passes easily and quickly and that it doesn't require ordeal. I'm sorry you're going through it, homie. First. All right, so this is starting to sound all right. What we do need in here is one. I guess because I don't want to set up a whole bunch of weird, tricky modulation stuff. I think what I'm going to do is have one more delay in the mix over. Okay. So this is like a little nested delay. We got the shorter going into the bigger, going into the convolution. It's a little much there. Hold on. That feels okay. We want that to feel like skittering sand, right? And we're just gonna have to bake in a little modulation on the loudness of our noise layer, which is super easy to do. Just come over here, say, here's our amp LFO on this, a random S. Zoom on down to that. I'm just going to put a fade on this, which is going to keep it smoother. But that is not working for me. Change this. Go with a and then we set up kind of a similar thing on each one. So on the shaker, we'll just set up a little modifier here. Triangle on. I know this is yet another really tiny sound, right? Right? Starting to feel like it. There's actually like some winds with a little bit of crosswind traffic and this shifting sands and stuff. I'm gonna put a little EQ on there, make that stuff sound great later. Nice thing about doing this through a sampler like this is that we can make continuity happen um, from one location to another, right? So we can go down several octaves down here. We might need to make some adjustments, like some color adjustments to the reverb and whatnot that's being used, right? But usually we can do that pretty easily and maintain some continuity. So there's some shared characteristics. Yeah, we're getting these kind of like serpentine kind of modulations. All right. So this guy here, uh, save. Samples, it's fine. I'm not going to package it. At least I don't think. No, I'm not. Okay, so I am going. Okay, and then this will be S one. Um, Atmos. Okay, so now we've got that saved. Easy peasy. I'm going to set this up as a channel strip so I can recall it in different project. Atmos of one. Okay, great. Okay, all of these like really tiny, tiny atmospheric sounds have me craving something kind of big and weird and different. So let's do that for a moment. come back to this. Let's do this one inside of Serum because that's probably where the presets are going to, or what they're probably going to. So let's do let's do some kind of cool cinematic stinger, shall we? I don't know what shape that's going to be yet, so I feel like maybe what we'll do, something like this. We'll just give this kind of like a generic shape for right now and a generic sound until we figure out what we're making. And we'll bring it back to like a bar envelopes. Yeah, okay. Ish, something like that. Okay, and we're going to give this a little release. And we're going to give this a little tag. Clicks anywhere. Now let's find, let's use one of the stock wavetables for this. That way it opens up the same for everyone when they open it up. Which means I'm going to speed this up. We don't have to listen to as much silence. Okay, and we're going to FM into that. We're going to take something and drop it down a couple of octaves, and let's say that we're going to start with a sine wave. And we're going to level down. Don't hear it as a way to mess with this sound. All right, let's put a little sample and hold in here. This might be a fun place to start. All right, let's put something else on the other side of this. Let's make something like maybe this kind of a on the opposite direction. It's over here. Trigger. Let's envelope this. Here in it. Oh, stay. Oh, Paul, I saw that. I saw that. There's a little background conversation happening with Arturia right now. Speak out of turn or early on it. But yeah, I think we'll jump into pigments. Oh. Oh, hmm. I just had a thought of some sounds that I had not accounted for in this. I don't have any UI or telemetry sounds at all, so it's assuming that everything takes place in the environment. And I'm kind of wondering if there should be some form of like reporting call and response telemetry notification alerts alarms something. Oh, cool, Paul. Yeah, upgrade for pigments is free. Yeah. Just kind of hoping we can get something going directly with them because I know there's a fair number of folks in the community that like Arturia and use their stuff, and if we can get some special discount codes and oh, eyes on projects, that type of thing. Sin accent. Yeah, now I'm just kind of wondering if I should include some form of stuff in these. Must think. Yo, what's up, Ben? Oh, I had not considered UI, navigation, reporting, system feedback, alerts, alarms, notifications, heads up display. Oh, Ben, why do you even do this? Why do you do this? What's wrong? Reactor is still sitting there. It's waiting for you. What is wrong? Do you have problem? We were talking about this the other day about intentionally bouncing stuff one way, knowing you're going to a different way. Um, and I mentioned that while I work, I will often just kind of keep in mind uh, like the way something sounds, and I'll go back and shrink that up and turn it into a UI sound. Uh, this is one of those really good examples of one of those types of sounds. Let's do this. All right, so we're just gonna print that really quick. And then we will chop silence on that really quick. Let's just get this reasonable. This. Okay, so there's our three sounds. And if we play them back really quick. Yeah, okay, so they're all basically the same thing that we just heard, and we're now going to do a speed flex on them. We're going to shrink all of these down to like a very, very small sound. Even smaller. There we go. Yep. Now layer that with just a tiny bit of found sound fully from some random OhmLab pack, and voila. Got basically it's like a futuristic UI generator. What do you guys think? I have no idea who's here right now and tune in, but what do you guys think? If you buy a sci-fi, a cinematic sound design library, it's part of an ongoing series. Knowing that it is sci-fi and that the basis of this ongoing project is this never-ending exploration of space, right, planets and whatnot. Would you expect there to be any kind of UI system kind of sounds in it, or would it be entirely the location itself, right? The moon, the satellite, the planet, whatever. What do you guys think? Because up to this point, I've just been thinking about the planet, right? Moving through it, scoring, not really thinking about that technology on our end, all of it. Yeah, I know. UI is bread and butter. I tend to do all of that stuff separately, sound pack wise. Because I feel like there's such specific sounds. I don't like burying those type of sounds in larger projects. I think maybe what we'll do is we'll have some companion packs in the series. Aha. I've got it. I've got it. We can introduce new vessels and ships in the different installments. So, Josh, you're doing a lot of game design stuff now. And in space. Yeah, door lock sounds, airlocks, vacuums. Time for a rom-com cinematic pack. That's the thing about rom-com cinematic packs. It's just found sounds and Foley. That's all it is, right? They don't have any otherworldly transformative sounds, laser and black hole sounds in a rom-com. Yeah, exactly. I was about to make a friend's joke, and then I remembered maybe it's too soon. Won't do that right now. All right. Laugh track pack. Sci-fi with heavier breathing. That's great. That's great. I'm going to go back into Serum. Let's see what we can do with a sine wave. Oh no. Oh man. Okay, so you're delivering laugh packs, laugh track stuff. Is that right? He had such little options he was tossing in Wilhelm's. I have some really old ones. Uh like in CD towers somewhere. I've got really old ones. Um all right, I'm going to bring in some noise in this. And this is going to I'm going to know FM from B. I'm going to add some convert appeal. I'm going to turn off, or not from B, from noise. So I'm going to turn off noise for a second. It's not doing anything for me. Why is this? Why? On here. Oh my gosh. I'm not even. Wow. Having like a serious, like, it's an aneurysm or if I'm repeating a Monday or what. Turning the wrong knob. Why isn't this working? Because yes, you can FM with noise, of course. It's a lovely thing to do. Okay, and then we're going to just simple filter. And that's just so we can drag that sound around just. And it's fine to leave this on here. We'll trigger this. We'll put this on like a bar crawl or something. Fine. And bump it empty. Those as they are. All right, let's see. With wild. Yeah, that sounded pretty. All right. Gonna get a longer attack on this guy. Longer release. Right, Liv? Sine wave. Oh, and that's lovely right there, too, honestly. That's pretty nice right there. All right, so we're going to keep this rainbow, this rainbow, this reverb filter all the way up at the top here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah, they're all so great. They're all so great. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. But I would like to leave just a tiny, tiny layer of some sawtooth. Not like that. More like. Let's see if we. We can aux the delivery of this, of course. I would like to find. Okay. What we're gonna spec weirdness up top. Okay, let's take that back down here. Yeah, there we go. That down just a little bit, and we'll give this some spread here. Okay, we're gonna put this on a slow crawl here. Wavetable, make this thing move. Warm this up a bit. Nothing too crazy. That might be a little. That might be a little. Hang with me. Steve, can we get just an overdrive? Please? Textures. So we've got these two. Just a little bit, and put a little bit, and now let's go here, and we ourselves a little. Go into. I'm gonna do fine on this guy. Such a small amount. trigger this. So cancellation. I'm fine with you not updating your operating system, Ben. But no reactor. I mean, I'm about to pull this freaking spaceship over, young man. Got the kiddo's birthday this week, which is happening Friday. Pretty great because the party is happening on Sunday, and I've just rented out a whole arcade, and we're just inviting like 30 friends over or whatever. It's going to be utterly ridiculous, but they're going to have a whole arcade to run amok in and just speed themselves. Um, but the cakes. Oh my goodness. Uh, one is Pokemon. Um, but the other one here at home, we always have fun with the cakes. My kid's favorite color his whole life has been pink, right? Various shades of pink. And we've had quite a bit of fun with that. We've done all pink cakes and pink frosting and sprinkles of different types, right? We had done full on unicorn cakes and stuff. This year, I found like this super bright, super hot pink, basically frosting. And he is so flippin' excited about this. I just had to share this with you guys. I think it might have been the pink uh, color that you're rocking your, your name right now, Liv. Got it. For the kid's birthday, it means that Chris got really drunk his first weekend of SF. Yeah, arcades are fun. And it's an old school arcade. I mean, it's got some newer games in there too, but lots and lots of bells and whistles and flashing lights and ding, ding, ding. I wonder what the super pink frosting is going to do to our insides. It's going to make us glow, you know. Oh yeah, especially when hot and neon. Yeah, this has got some fire. It's pretty great. It could it could be its own light source, really. it's it's really something. It's electric. Gonna taste like pink. This pink unicorn cake that I did a couple years ago, a few years ago now, it went over so well I had to make the same thing the next year. It was so pink. Mouth was stained pink. My goodness. Okay, I like the simplicity of this one as a drone, and I can think of a few things to do for the macros. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Okay, that's the correct one, and we'll call this sign drone, and we might have more than one. Oh no, sorry, talking cake and you haven't eaten. That's not good. Um, ARPs, which I'm moving to the side for now. Those ARPs might translate to something for you guys. Textures, suckbacks. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, and those are layered. They all just need to be bounced. I have. Ben, how do you make a pole? I think you have the power. I think. Just not on mobile. I know Twitch sucks on mobile, right? Yeah, these drones are fun. Terahertz FM. Great name. Welcome in. Happy hump day to you. Okay. You know, I feel like half of what was bounced half of what I have bounced for this project I'm actually going to set aside. Code symbol drone here. They're not set aside. Maybe I'll straight up resample them. Oh, it's Michael. What's up, homie? Okay, I think these are all. Now I've got a bunch of hits. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take out the flute instrument. Keep the pulses though. This stuff, this type of pulse right here, I think that this is the sweet spot with the musical instrument stuff that I'll keep. Yeah. Right, and we can still use drums and percussions, but we'll use them as transition and stinger accenting tools rather than rhythm killers. I think. I think? No. Oh, Josh, I've given away free stuff, a lot of it over the years, on various places. I haven't done anything to attract any traffic or attention to OhmLab in a really long time. Spent a little time doing that. I'll have to check it out. Can you do me a favor and just shoot me a link so I don't lose track of that idea? Like outside of Twitch. It'd be super awesome. Any buzz from Nam? Not yet. Not anything major. Yeah, see, and I think that all of this stuff, all the texture stuff, the uh, non-compositional use of all the instruments, I think that's all going to stay in the collection. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Yeah, I still really like all of these. But I think that all of this, like all the music that I was building for it, is just gone here. Alright, I'm not going to do the UI stuff. I've just decided we're going to keep that outside in their own little special editions. I can use the pulse. I can use the drums as pulses and stuff too. Okay. Okay. I feel like I've got it straight in my head now. All the changes I need to make to this thing. Thanks for sitting there and listening to me mumble for a while while I sort out my emotions around this. It is 1 p.m. already, guys. Creating something that is a defiant act against the natural entropy of the universe, giving purpose to our existence by temporarily imposing order, system trending towards chaos. Serum and Vital are the biggest hits. They're doing pretty all right. They're doing pretty all right. I'm wondering if Vengeance is gonna start carving out some space again. What do you guys think? All right, let's see here. Who's streaming right now? I keep taking you to shoes because then I just sit there and I listen to shoes while I work for a little bit before I have to jump into the next session or whatever. So I hope you guys aren't getting tired of shoes because I love what he does and I like supporting him. So we're gonna go visit him again. Until then, I'm gonna say happy hump day to you guys. Stay inspired, make something awesome, and come back in 2 days for Feedback Friday. We're gonna start getting back into some new plugin reviews and stuff too. So there might be something fun for us to take a look at Friday. I'll see you then. Peace out.